everybody? Keith Jamison, aka Gator Guy 231, here to break down Saturday, June 20th, 3-game EPL slate. I'm not gonna lie, like this is a crazy one. There is 3 hours, 2.5 hours apart for each game. Tons of like lineup uncertainty, even though it's the first game back from a huge break. Games are all pretty square. We have a lot of like, especially at the forward position, some really tough decisions to make. So I think it'll be a fun one. It's been an awesome return back. Obviously for our subscribers, it's been awesome to see all of the winning screens. And then it's been an awesome return back for Osimo. So told the guys in the chat that I would cover this. So the dude, the GOAT, spikes 20K. I don't know Osimo. I'm sure you're a nice guy, my friend. You're not watching this. I have no qualms of saying this, but get the fuck out of the soccer lobbies, man. You're winning enough with your, max entering GPPs with Emre Can as captain, as a center back. And I didn't even look at the lineup today. I'm sure it's Bergwijn or somebody at captain, but go back to the other sports. Leave the soccer lobby alone, my friend. But no, like shout out to Osmo, like, for everybody that wants to criticize him, like there's a reason why somebody like that is dominating every sport. They understand roster builds, they understand game theory, ownership leverage, all of those things. It's good to him. I hope I kick your ass next time, Osmo. All right. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into the slate. Marketing plug. Check out on the link. We have some awesome deals for all the soccer we're covering. We literally cover every single slate in the FSI Premium Soccer Discord. $40 will get you through the end of the European season. You really want to sign up. I promise you it's a good time, great chat, just a lot of people out there to help. And then, lately my cores have been really good. So let's hope we keep those going. All right. So let's take a quick look at the odds. So I'm not going to talk about Leicester, Watford. That's going to be subscriber only, but I think the builds are pretty easy. But on the cheat sheet, those odds and the set takers are there for you. So go for it. We're going to start Arsenal and Brighton. A pretty square game. Arsenal got the short end of the stick, played on Wednesday and is playing again. We are going to see some rotation. They put out a pretty defensive squad versus City. Got slaughtered thanks to David Luiz. Probably would have gotten slaughtered anyways, but, he certainly helped. Versus Brighton, Wolves at West Ham. Remember, all these ats, like, they are at the home pitches, but no crowd, even though the television would make you think there's a crowd. I think João Moutinho, we're going to talk about it, but he's the biggest decision on the slate, in my opinion. Maybe, you could argue that Aubameyang is as well, but I really think that Moutinho is going to side your builds versus West Ham and the Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. Keep in mind, the biggest thing about this slate is all these games are staggered start times. EPL is wanting all of the TV revenue money with no other sports, so good for them, but makes DFS hard. So you really got to make sure that I mentioned it this morning, I guess. But make sure that utility is reserved the last possible time. Do not eat up your utility early. You are not going to need to. Make sure that you thought about a couple pivots so that you're not scrambling when it comes time. And a guy that you were counting on is in. Like, understand it. If you're an FSI member, I'll be in chat throughout the day, indicating the sets, indicating, values that pop up, all that good stuff. All right, so let's kind of just break down the teams, position, like some of the plays that stand out. We out of here. All right, so let's start with Arsenal, who I actually think that they're in a pretty good chance to, really do well here. So the only lineup note that I'll say is I don't know that we'll see Mesut Ozil. Wasn't even in the squad on Wednesday, so I think that's a big leap to go from not in the squad to in the starting 11. If he's not, there would be a set split right here between Pepe and Ceballos. So here's the thing. I love Dani Ceballos. I've loved him since he was at Betis. Made the big move to Madrid, and it hasn't worked out. Arguably, this loan deal hasn't worked out that great for him. But right before COVID break, he was really catching some form. I just think he's a super quality player. He does have some sets, which we know Arsenal sets aren't, like, great, I guess would be the right word. But, he likes to shoot, very creative, draws fouls, tackles, intercepts, just has a way to get you to 6-7. I think he's 5,500. So I think he's a really, really nice cash, like mid-tier building block, especially if he has sets. If Ozil's in, I still think Ceballos gets, the right side of corners. I noticed that they do a lot of in-swinging. Maybe you lose some sets for Pepe. I have to relook at that. If Tierney's in, I think this is going to be Saka. I think Tierney is asking a lot for him to play on Wednesday and then here after a long-term injury. So I think this is Saka. Now, here's the thing that Arsenal will be really interesting. So Aubameyang is going to be really popular. What is he, the second or third leading goal scorer? Then if he's out wide, that kind of does increase his crossing for a bit. Still on PK, still is going to have the highest goal scoring odds in this game. Biggest thing is just salary is actually tough on this slate. So, like if you see Lacazette on over here, this is about a $2,500 discount for, a really premium striker. So I think that that's awesome GPP leverage. Maybe you don't go there in cash. But I like both. And, with salaries as they are, I might be tempted to go like Lacazette over him. I guess the biggest thing is, I'm just talking classic here. I think Showdown, it's not really like, I'm not going to do you a ton of service by talking Showdown. Like Showdown strategy is pretty easy. Like find the set guys for most teams. If you think it's an onslaught one way or another, go 5-1 or 4-2, set takers, fullbacks. And then if you have like an underpriced striker or a striker with a super high floor, like shot floor, play him. That's Showdown. And, you can repeat that process over and over again and you're going to have positive ROI. So that's Showdown. If you want to talk to me more, message me. I'll give you some more insight, but I'm really going to talk about classic. So I think, irregardless, I think there's going to be one forward from Arsenal. You can make the exception that maybe you go Jimenez from the next game, but I think I'm going to lean one Arsenal forward. So Pepe is going to be exceedingly popular if in because of his role on set duty. And just, he shoots, he draws fouls. He's a really nice player. Question I have is at 9,600 and PEA at 10,000. Does the floor here, does like 2 extra floor points make up for the upside of Aubameyang? I would argue it does not. So I would lean Aubameyang over Pepe. That's 9:30 tonight. By tomorrow morning, I can change my mind, but that's where I'm leaning. And then Lacazette, like I said, I think for the discount you get, I'll have to look at my builds, but I really do think I like that play. Like I started getting like strong Ings thoughts as I was doing this this morning. Ings had an awesome game. He was very popular, so it wasn't like some sort of contrarian play, but kind of feeling the same with Lacazette because Brighton just can get leaky. So I think that kind of sums up Arsenal. So Ceballos, Pepe, Lacazette, PEA. And then I do want to say, if Saka is then playing left back, he's forward eligible on Classic, defender only eligible on Showdown, whatever, DK, you can't figure that out. But he is just fine for like if you want to punt it forward and maybe try to lock in like 6 floor points. If he gets an assist, you get 12 or 13 and you're cooking. Yeah, I can get that. I'm bored there. Brighton, I just don't see myself on this slate playing any Brighton to start the day out with everything that's going to be going on in the later games. If Moyes in, he'd be preferred set guy. If Gross is in, he always takes first. So they have a guy named McAllister that was a big signing for them in January. He played like 5 minutes in a game before break or 10 minutes. Seems like he's a really quality player, but, he's in. I guess he's a little bit thin to me for cash. I would love him for a GPP, and maybe you end up getting a guy that's going to be on all the sets. But I would probably prefer Ceballos over him. Sorry, Siege today. Love you, my guy. I know you will be all over McAllister. Good for you. I hope you win a GPP with him. I will have him in some GPP if starting, but in cash, I'll be Ceballos over him. Fullbacks or whatever, they're not that great. Trossard, I guess if you didn't see Moy, if you didn't see Marsh, you didn't see Gross, or you didn't see McAllister, I guess he has sets, and he's forward eligible, so I guess. I don't see it. And then Malpai, I think, is a great GPP player or GPP pivot, but don't see him in a cash or optimal build. All right, second game. Wolves are actually the biggest favorite on the slate. So João Moutinho, I'm actually going to go to my other screen for this. So he is going to be one of the most popular players on the slate because he's one of the only set Monopoly guys. I'm going to argue that don't absolutely need him. I think for a lot of people, he might be one of the first guys you lock. And I'm still sitting here recording a video and still telling you I'm not 100% sure that he's going to make my cash line. So if we get this João Moutinho, which only goes back a little bit more, but there's a streak he was on double digits all over the place. He's one of the leading crossing guys in the league from all of his set share, but he doesn't cross an open play. He crosses from sets. And you really got to get the script right with João Moutinho. Like if Wolves goes up early, you could get screwed. if they are chasing the game and dominating West Ham, he's going to go bananas. So those are like the type of guys that I've talked about in these videos for a while. I'm like really, really getting cautious with myself as I'm like, I feel like I'm maturing as a even sharper player. I've always, soccer's been a great DFS game for me, great ROI. I've turned profit 3 straight years in the 10-20% range. But this is the type of guy that I feel like when I go bad, I over roster and overpay for. And at 9,000, I really wonder if this is the situation where there's some huge leverage to be made by not playing him. I think he is a cash only play or like a Wolves stack only play. If you are playing GPP, I think he is just an easy fade and go up for more goal upside. So I hope that covers Jow. I think that's going to be the end of how I want to talk about, because not going to be in my core as of now. I just think that there's so many different ways to go that not playing him gives you to. But if you do want the pure best floor on the slate, I get it. Like set Monopoly, biggest favorite, like that's DFS Soccer 101. But the fact that he is so reliant on the sets does make me worry. Okay. So Adama Traore, let's talk about the absolute beast that he is. I love the player. I hate the price. He's upper nines. He is not a huge goal scoring threat. He has an assist threat. He has a crossing threat, but he is not a goal threat. So I would argue you're better off for only losing like 2, 3, 4 points. It's the same deal with Pepe versus Aba, right? You're getting 2 to 3 extra 4 points with Traore over Jimenez or with Pepe over Aubameyang, but you're giving up a lot of upside and a lot of goal scoring percentages, in my opinion. So in both of those scenarios, I would choose Raul over Traore and I would choose Aba over Pepe. Diego Jota for a YOLO, who's in great form, but no floor. He just goes in these streaks, man. And when it's good, he just goes nuts, and when it's bad, he subs out in the 65th minute with like 3 DK and you're screwed. It will be worth noting that West Ham can get really leaky and their games can get really open. So this does have, Wolves stack. They could easily score 3-4 goals and be like the Southampton that was today. The fullbacks are fine. I just think they're a little bit pricey for the slate. Neither one is a big crosser, so that works. And then Neves is a great punt. I actually think he's cash viable because of the price. I think he's sub 4K. Loves to shoot long. I'll have to check if it's him or Jimenez on PKs, but both of them have taken this year. I don't know who's most recent, but very well could be Neves. He's just a great, really, really solid player. For some reason, if you don't see Moutinho, Neves might be on sets too. So I don't think there's any way you don't see Moutinho, but just keep that in mind. Other side of things, West Ham, this is a tough matchup, and West Ham's not been that super DFS friendly. If Snodgrass doesn't play, though, you might get a situation where you see Cresswell and Fornals taking some corners. Mark Noble even took some corners. I need to update on my cheat sheet. I noticed that going back through some logs. And he's also on PK duty. So, if you want to go YOLO, I didn't check his price, though. Let's just do it. Just so Noble. Yeah, 4,800. And, if we go back, we'll probably see the game. Yeah, there were some sets here. So, for sub 5K with PK and some sets, I could see it. Just know if Snodgrass is in, Snodgrass is just going to jump on everything. Cresswell might grab a few, but it's going to be Snodgrass. And at that point, Noble is not playable in any sort of optimal bill. Fredericks, last man in if you want to. I think I'll just wait for the last game so I make sure I maintain positional flexibility. Yeah, I think that covers West Ham. Pollard, GPP, sure. Antonio, GPP again. I think there might be some that argue for him in cash because he's a decent player, but I think Zaha is easily over him and in the same pricing tier. So Zaha over Antonio for me for cash. All right, speaking of Zaha and Crystal Palace, that's the final game. Zaha will be exceedingly popular as your second forward. I think that's probably where I'll end up going because I love Wolf Zaha. He's just awesome. And he's just fun to watch. Minus when he's bitching a lot. That needs to stop. That's the times Wolf Zaha is one of the players that gives me the most enjoyment to watch until he's just fed up with the ref and then he just whines and he should go to La Liga. Other than that, I love the man. So he is the top forward option, but he is not the top cash option on this team. I would argue that PVA is the top cash option and maybe one of the easiest plays on the slate at defender. I'm taking at least half the sets, most of the free kicks, and he's a damn good free kick taker too. So you could easily score versus Bournemouth and their shaky defense on those. And then he splits with James McCarthy. When Luka Milivojevic, I probably added a Vo in there. But anyhow, if we don't see him, these two split sets. So you could actually play McCarthy maybe like in your utility. And then if Milivojevic is in, you could get off of him and, go to a fullback or just play it around. So, and that's where you're going to want to have some roster flexibility. Jordan AU, GPP, sure. I guess you could technically even say he's cash viable. His price is just kind of gross. Let's check it again. I think it's like upper sevens. Oh, it's forward eligible. AU. Yeah, 7,900. No thanks. That means he scores, by the way. That's how this works. But anyhow, and then Christian Benteke YOLO. He just when was the last time he actually scored? It's been a long time. Again, goal. Anyhow, let's jump over to Bournemouth. So Ryan Fraser, the big news is that he's done with Bournemouth. I guess just they know he wants to transfer, and they just told him, even though we're in a relegation hunt, go home. So whatever. Should mean that Harry Wilson in this situation would jump on sets. Now you got to watch out. Junior Stanislas, if he is in, almost always takes some corners. He's like 4,100, 4,200. We'll just check again. 4,100. So he would be an awesome play. Or if you see Diego Rico in here at left back, he doesn't seem to be preferred because his defense is shaky to say the least. But if you saw him in, he'd be on sets, at least a split share. In this one, though, it's pretty easy to see Harry Wilson will be on some. You could see, like, Lewis Cook take a few. I've seen it in those situations, but Harry Wilson would be the predominant one. His price is interesting, the 7Ks. He does have upside, like Liverpool only, so I love the kid. But he's not consistent, nor is Bournemouth. So, just know that going in. Josh King, interesting, like pseudo cash play as a forward eligible outside player, also takes PKs. Callum Wilson, if you think Bournemouth win this game, really good chance is probably one of these two getting the goal, or Harry Wilson. Dan Gosling, never. Jefferson Lerma, no. Nathan Ake, interesting punt for me. Aerial threat, so I could see that. And then Stacey's overpriced at 4,800. Adam Smith's 3,700. But he's playing left back, and he's very right-footed, so it's really hard for him to cross the ball. So that's kind of the classic slate. Hope y'all do well. I want to just thank y'all once again for tuning in. And if you do need any questions, find me on Twitter at GatorGuy231. Or I hope that you've been watching for a while and thinking if you're going to join, that you make the jump. But we'd love to have you in. So go to fsidfs.com. It's also in the details. Hope you all have a great night and good luck tomorrow. Take care.